All right, in this video, we're going to go over adding and subtracting fractions. We have three types of fractions. You have a proper fraction, which would be 3/4. You have an improper fraction, which is when the numerator is larger, which would be like 6/5. And then we have a mixed number, which is when we have a whole number or a large number, so like 3 and 1/2. This is a mixed number, an improper fraction, and a proper fraction. We can write those down really quick. So proper, improper, excuse me, sorry, proper, improper, and then a mixed number. You have to be able to convert between these. So in order to add and subtract fractions, we're going to find the least common multiple between denominators, or the least common denominator, okay? We're going to rewrite both fractions so they have a new denominator. It must match. They must be the same. My denominators must match. Then I'm going to add and subtract the numerators and simplify my answers if necessary. Most of the time, you will not know improper fractions. Most of the time, your answer will require you to change it to a mixed number. So I want you to get in the habit of changing it to a mixed number. All right, so fractions can be added and subtracted horizontally, side to side, or up and down, okay? We're going to start with the horizontal first, and we have to find a common denominator. So I have a 2 and a 5. I need to know what number can I multiply to get these to the same denominator. If you don't know what that answer is, then we can write out our multiples. Our multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and I could keep going. My multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20. We want to find the least or the smallest number that's the same, and that number would be 10. So I can change a 2 to a 10, and I can change a 5 to a 10 by multiplying. So my first fraction is 1/2. We need a new denominator of 10 for both of these. They have to match. So how did I get, using multiplication, how can I get from a 2 to a 10? I'm going to multiply by 5. And if I multiply 5 in the denominator, I have to multiply 5 in the numerator. So 1 times 5 is 5. So my new fraction is 5/10, 5 over 10. Now how can I get from 5 to 10? 5 times what gives me 10? 5 times 2. So if I multiply by 2 in the denominator, I have to multiply 2 in the numerator. So that would give me 8. Now, since my denominators are the same, then I can add my numerators. My denominator will stay a 10. When we add or subtract, our denominator answer does not change. It has to match. And then 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 over 10 is an improper fraction. This could be an answer in a multiple choice test, but it more than likely will not be. So we have to change this to a mixed number. So in order to get that to a mixed number, we have to divide. So 13 divide by 10. That's how you read a fraction. 13 divide by 10. How many times can 10 go into 13? 1 time. 1 times 10 is 10. I subtract. 13 minus 10 is 3. So this up here is my whole number. This down here is my part or my remainder. And then my denominator always stays the same. So how do I write my final answer? I have a whole number of 1, a part, meaning I had 3 leftover pieces out of 10 total pieces. So my final answer is 1 3/10. Let's do example number 2. So example number 2 are mixed numbers. We have 2 choices. When we change these to a common denominator, if I can truly subtract my numerator, then I'm good to go. If not, then we have to borrow. So I have an 8 and a 4. What number can I get both of those to? What is the least common multiple? If I need to write it out again, I can. I have 8, 16, 24, and 4 gives me 4, 8, 12, 16. Oh, right there, I see my smallest common denominator is an 8. So 9 and 5/8. Does it need a new denominator or does it already have an 8? It already has an 8, so we're going to leave this one. So 9 and 5/8 minus my new fraction, my fraction 3 1/4 needs a new denominator. So I'm going to keep my 3 and an 8. How do I get from 4 to 8? 4 times 2 gives me 8. So 4 times 2 gives me 8. I have to do that on the top. 1 times 2 is 2. Here's where you really need to check. Can I subtract 5 minus 2? If the answer is yes, you're good to go. If the answer is no, then we have to change these or borrow. Okay? So, since I can subtract 5 minus 2, my numerators, then we can do the math right here. So 9 minus 3 is 6. So I have 6 whole pieces. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. And because I'm adding and subtracting, my denominator stays the same. Can 3 and 8 be simplified? No, so this would be my final answer. 6 3/8. All right, last example. Some friends were sharing a cake. Laura ate a 1/6 of the cake. Zolchi ate 2/3 of the cake. And George ate the rest. What fraction of the cake did George eat? Well, we have to know how much cake did they start with. It says they started with a cake. That's 1 whole cake. So, we have 1 whole cake. Laura ate 1/6 of it. So we have to take a 6 of the cake away. And the next person ate 2/3 of the cake. So we want to know how much did George eat. So let's start with just the first piece, 1 minus 1/6. Well, I need a denominator of 6. Remember, fractions is 1 whole when the numerator and denominator match. So I can rewrite this as 1 over 1. And then I need a new denominator of 6. How do I get from 1 to 6? Is times 6. So 6 over 6 would give me the 1 whole. My fraction on the right side stays because it already had a denominator of 6. So now, since my denominators are the same, I can subtract my numerator. 6 minus 1 is 5. So we just did the first part. Now we're going to go do the second part. Somebody ate 2/3 of the cake. So I'm going to take what's left, 5/6, and I'm going to subtract 2/3. They have to have the same denominator. I know that 3 times something gives me 6. So my new denominator is going to be a 6. Since my denominator in the first fraction is 6, it's going to stay. How do I get from 3 to 6? I'm going to times by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And now since I have a denominators that match, I can subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. So how much cake did George eat? He ate 1/6 of the cake. At the very bottom of your paper, I want you to write a reflection. What do I need to remember when adding or subtracting fractions? So push pause and write a sentence about what do you need to remember. So what do you need to remember when adding or subtracting fractions? Number 1, denominators must match. Number 2, we only add or subtract the numerator. My denominator, once my denominators match, I don't change them again. They just stay. And number 3, always simplify. Always. Okay?